This is Renu Chopra, BBC Asian Network.
So it's just gone 6 p.m. Big thank you to AJD for the last 3 hours. You just heard Diljit there with Jugni, and after that we had Dr. Zeus with Gongana. My name is Renu Chopra and I am your BBC Asian Network Represents host with you until 8 p.m. tonight. One thing you can know about me is that I love discovering music around the world, and particularly spotlighting sounds that aren't always played on radio. And that's why I'm really excited to get into some of the artists that were on the soundtrack of The Swimmers, particularly Middle Eastern artists that I think you're going to love. I'm really excited now because we're getting in to my interview with Sally El Husseini, the director of the film The Swimmers. It was #1 on Netflix this month. And if you haven't seen it, it's all about Yusra Mardini, Olympic swimmer from Syria, and her sister travelling to Europe. When I watched the film, the thing that struck me was the soundtrack, and I instantly knew that I needed to speak to Sally about this and play the music today.
Asian Network Represents.
I'm Sally El Husseini. I'm a filmmaker, and I co-wrote and directed the film The Swimmers, which is currently on Netflix. The Swimmers tells the story of Yusra and Sarah Mardini. It's a true life story. They were competitive swimmers in Syria who were forced to flee because of the war, and then ended up travelling on the refugee route across Europe, eventually getting to Berlin. And then Yusra went on to compete in the Rio Olympics in 2016.
Why was it important for you to tell this story?
I wanted to humanise refugees and also to humanise young Arab women.
Dola, you're listening to BBC Three Counties Radio and BBC Radio Northampton. It's just gone 38 minutes past 6. My name is Renu Chopra and I'm sitting in for Fazana tonight. Now we're going to get into my second guest of the evening. And we've all seen the price of the weekly shop going up for the past few months. Well, a new art project called Trolley Tales is launching in Luton on the 16th of June. It aims to explore how our shopping habits have changed during the cost of living crisis. Shamiza Rashid is the woman behind the project. Shamiza, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Reno, for having me.
Can you tell us a bit more about this exciting project?
Oh, it sure is exciting. So basically, Trolley Tales explores.
So it's amazing to know that still women are getting excluded from sports. Why do you think that is still happening? And the fact that this is such a needed project?
You know, it's that, you know, because there's still a minority in sport. So if you've got, like, for example, football, as we know, look, the majority would go, it just radiates towards the men because they've been playing longer. I think it's one of them things. It's not that the appetite and the demand doesn't exist.
It's interesting what you're saying, because a lot of it is how you're adding more things into what you're eating, adding more vegetables, adding more gut-friendly, bacteria. But often I think when we, for myself, for example, I think maybe gluten doesn't agree with me, maybe milk doesn't agree with me. And I often think perhaps I need to cut things out rather than add things in. Some people might think that in terms of their diet. So are there things that you should avoid, perhaps?
Well, I always talk about sort of eating the rainbow. So the most gut healthy way of eating is trying
Aja Mahi, what an absolute classic. Mex and Tricks. I know you're probably singing the words as much as I was. Now, this is a terrific story. An award-winning barber based in Wellingborough has been named one of the top 5 barbers in Britain. JJ Savani is not just a barber, he's an editorial session stylist and a hair educator. Congratulations, JJ. How does it feel to be found out and to be given that title?
Thank you. It was a big shock to me, I got top 5 in the UK for 2022. And then literally a week after that, I was named top 100 in the world men's stylist. So we're slowly getting there to where we want to be. But I was literally lost for words. I was speechless when I got the awards,
How did it even start out for you then? Even getting to that point of
Well, I actually started cutting hair at the age of 15. I left GCSEs, didn't know what I wanted to do. My mum was...
What is the most you'd pay for a curry? Well, to celebrate the King's coronation this weekend, Saffron Restaurant in Northampton have created a very lavish curry. But this dish will cost you £2,023. Yes, that's what I said, which makes it the most expensive curry ever. Nash Islam joins me on the line now. So tell me, what makes this the most expensive curry?
We just wanted to come up with a tribute to the king, something special, and we've created the curry royale, a special dish for the king.
So what does it contain for it to cost over £2,000?
So we've sourced spices from all around the world, and the most expensive spices at the moment is the saffron.
Hi, I'm Renu, and I'm taking over Radio 1's PR's social account for the weekend. And I'm going to be speaking to all of the Radio 1 presenters at the Shimmer Wall, so keep listening to hear more. So I'm going to give you a tour of what happens here in the Radio 1 press area. Let's go, I'll give you a tour. So here are some picnic tables you can see for our influencers to come and sit and chill during the festival. Then we've got a little bar over here. Then, the big exciting thing, big chair for your photos. You're going to be seeing lots of them on the gram. And then over here we've got the glitter wall, where you'll see some exclusive interviews with our presenters.
We offer women this opportunity to form meaningful connections, to enrich our lives pretty much. So,
have you heard about people who have met up through the app? Have you had feedback?
Oh, yeah, I mean, so many people. That's the best thing. Sometimes, we're sitting there working hard and we forget to focus on, all the stories that we create. I mean, we've had women meet up and climb Kilimanjaro together, or started a business together, and or just meet up for drinks after work, or people, some members, they meet and they decide to actually share a flat together. I mean,
wow, that's incredible. As someone who's would be interested to start my own business one day, and to know how that even works, and I think there's a lot of girls out there who they do have a dream like that, and it's sometimes fear that just gets in the way of how to make that happen, and even maybe fear to go and meet somebody or go and make another friend. I would love to end on, how do you battle that?
Good question. I think it's a matter of deciding, like, what do I want? What do you really want to do or get out of this life that you're living?
We are coming to the end of the show now. Final link. I want to say thank you so much to everyone tuning in. A big thank you to producer Hayley, who's put up with me for the last few weeks. I've enjoyed every single moment talking to you on Asian Network. I've learned so much. We've listened back to throwbacks. I've introduced you to new tracks. It's been amazing. And I'm going to leave you with a song and an artist that I mentioned to Hayley in the first week. I was like, I already know this is going to be my mic drop tune. It's Luther Vandross, and the track is Never Too Much. Make sure you stay tuned after my show for the Asian Network residency.